Hey there, tech fans. Go on, dance. Hey there, tech fans. Welcome again to Digitalks. This is the one question segment where we ask one question and try and get people's responses in English, hopefully. So this week, Google consolidated into Google Alphabet.
Yeah.
So all the parent companies are under Google Alphabet, and their credo changed from "Don't be evil" to "Do the right thing." They didn't add "be a man," but "do the right thing." So I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think about the consolidation, and do you have an opinion on the credo change? So what do you think about it?
I don't know. I think it's just about differentiating Alphabet from Google, but still keeping it firmly a part of Google. You know, they know that Google is the brand name. So in order to build Alphabet, you need something. So Google was always recognized with "Don't be evil," right? I mean, we can debate about whether they did evil or not, but yeah. So they have always been recognized with that. So yeah, do the right thing is just you know, their way of saying, okay, this is still Sergey Brin and Larry Page, and this is the company that is going to own everything else, but it's still Google. Don't worry.
But do you think "do the right thing" is just like, we just need a change, or are they saying like, well, let's just not say "don't be evil"? A little bit of evil is okay. Evil, do the right thing if possible. Why do you think the change?
Maybe so that in future, when Arnold Schwarzenegger comes back from the future, he can say, get down, and say, I'm doing the right thing. You know, get down!
Right, helpful.
Okay, yeah. So, you know, if I tell you don't think about an elephant, what's the first thing you think about?
George.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I did that on purpose.
Yeah, I know.
George is a monkey.
Yeah, George is your elephant.
Sorry, we're asking you. You answer my question.
Okay.
My elephant fetish aside.
So when you say don't be evil, the only word that sticks with you is evil, right? And everybody knows with the whole privacy issues going on and the fact that Google is watching you, George Orwell 1984 style. I think they wanted to say, hey, you know what, we're nice people too. There are a lot of questionable things when it comes to Google. Google wants to set up a research facility where they don't have to report to the FCC the kind of R&D work that they're doing. Google did say that once, a long time ago in a statement. So you do know there's a lot of shady business happening as well. But on the other side, Google... Yeah, and on the other hand, Google is doing some great things like the Project Loon that we've spoken about, and a lot of other things. But you can't relate Project Loon to Google all the time. You can't relate Android to Google all the time. You can't relate every piece of thing that Google has done to Google all the time, because Google's core business is still search. Their core values still lie there. And I think they finally realized that rather than being Google and having these bunch of people take care of these things for us, Google needs to be one of these things, because despite it being the core, it isn't anymore. I mean, 20 years down the line, you just probably need to say, okay, Google, but you will connect to something else which could be called X, which will stand for whatever X stands for in the entire Alphabet family. And when that day comes, Google wants, or rather Alphabet right now, wants to be prepared for that day. And
I think what he said. What he said.
That's what he
He's
said.
spoken for all of us. I'll Google the rest.
yeah.
Do you have any opinion on the consolidation of Google itself into all these different, all these different things that have propped up are now under Alphabet?
Actually, I don't really see the point behind it, as in, why now? Why after all these years, now it's Alphabet? I mean, unless they're, you know, actually, like he said, trying to separate their identity as a search engine and the other businesses in one area. But otherwise, I really don't see the point of naming it Alphabet. Why Alphabet?
A for...
No, it doesn't.
What does A stand for?
It doesn't click with me.
A for Android, L for Loon,
Maybe they want to
G
own
for
one company.
Google,
You know how the alphabet works, right?
You know how to spell alphabet?
With each alphabet, you know, that's starting with A to Z. They
Yeah.
want one company under each other.
Yeah, or maybe
No,
more.
but
I don't know,
there
it's
is,
just
of
a
course, a
random
huge,
rat bunny pulled out of a hat thing. Oh, now we're Alphabet.
No, actually, Google
We've
has
changed
No,
something.
Google has gone the
and
alphabet.
we're not evil anymore.
No, subconsciously, Google has gone the alphabet way with Android way before anyone realized it was alpha, beta, cupcake, donut, eclair. You know, the Android versions, right? All the way up till M. I wonder what happens after they get to Z. They'll start calling them
They'll
one.
invent a new
That's when
language.
Arnold
You'll go to the
Schwarzenegger.
Chinese
I'll be
alphabet.
back.
That's when
I'm back.
Arnold Schwarzenegger will come and say, I'll be back. Get down! Get down!
Get to the chopper.
Right. So this has been helpful. Right. But
Android rules.
There is,
Nexus.
I mean, one of the things that we're missing, of course, as Digit, we're not experts on that, so we don't talk about that, which business newspapers will talk about, is that there's a huge investor concern here. When you break up a company into
Of
many,
course.
you can talk about your
Risks,
revenues to
evaluations.
profits to risks to everything. So yeah, Alphabet as such will have only companies under it. All the risk can be separated into I don't know, 26 different
26,
companies
yeah.
maybe, and you know, that way. So revenue keeps coming in and your profits are separated to different things. When Google is investing, it doesn't come into as
so just
Alphabet.
ease of business, you know.
This thing, yeah, ease of business. And from an investor point of view,
Mm.
you have to show your investor that okay, I'm not spending X amount of money and losing X amount of money.
Well, but I think you said it right. I think the difference now is you're looking at a company that started off as a startup. People are young. They make nice phrases like "Don't be evil, we'll be nice." And then as it grows, as it becomes bigger, as it has all these massive subsidiaries going all these different directions, they find the need to rebrand. And so they go from being what they are to all these. I mean, how many projects do they have? All these things that keep leaking out about what Google's working on.
So they have
It's
Google.
ridiculous.
C
They're
could be
making
for
skin.
cardboard. They have stuff cardboard, which is virtual reality.
See, for
They have
everything-
robotics, augmented reality.
For everything you know, you can add the similar number from Google X and ATAP, which are the secretive parts of Google, which do not tell you what they're doing. So Project Loon and everything were under ATAP originally, you know, Advanced Technologies and Projects. So it was under them. Before that, the Google Glass was under Google X. So yeah, those projects most people don't even know about.
And there's also the fact that adding to that is the fact that a lot of people may not be aware, but when Google identifies something that has potential, for example, YouTube wasn't originally by Google, they bought it. Similarly, they've bought about 30
Android.
And it's funny you bring that up. Today is actually the October 10th, no sorry, 9th today. That's the day that Google bought YouTube.
Exactly. So
2006.
oh yeah, so this day in tech history by Varun.
But that'll be on later today.
Yeah. But yeah, so you know, they want to buy other companies, and rather than branding it under one roof, like he said, Google, they don't want to put all their eggs in one basket. They're going to put it under Alphabet. So Alphabet's not making any money directly on its own like Google is. So you know, Alphabet's going to be the mothership that's going to command all these 26 other ships that are going to work for it. You know, so that's how. Like Google Glass never really kicked off. It wasn't the consumer product. It was envisioned to be. Who bore those losses? They would rather have one company say, you know, this went down, that came up, kind of thing. But
My point is, do you think Google just realized it like now?
no, of course
After
not.
so many years?
Of course not.
Yeah, of course, it was a long time coming, but they had to.
They had to
look
plan,
for
build.
optimum
There are 99% of things in this situation that we don't know about. We're just speculating based on what
Yeah.
we know. I
But
mean, you
precisely
know,
that.
there's one thing we all unanimously agree is Google's the next Skynet. So when Arnold comes back, we're going to be fighting Google.
Yeah, that's scary though. You know that when you fight the Terminators that are named Google, it's not half as scary. But that's the thing. At the end of the day, we're looking at a company that's now at a state where it can go ahead and make these changes because of its massive size. And questions about transparency will arise. All sorts of things are going to happen. But it's a definite marker, if nothing else, of what Google is today as to what it was before. I think that's the line you can draw. The only reason I brought it up is because I don't think people talked about it. It wasn't very exciting news, apparently.
It was exciting news.
It was
Nobody
exciting in the business world.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
exciting.
in the business world, but from our perspective, I think
From a tech
you've just brought it out.
perspective, Yeah.
It's just it's a business thing. It's kind of thing. That's what
Varun, you bring out the best in us.
I do.
Like unless Alphabet goes up and sets a campus which is shaped like Alphabet's, we can't really talk about it. Just like Apple
Yeah.
has its spaceship campus.
But that's just it. I think you're looking at a company that keeps trying to simplify its image based on what the technology is. You saw then the logo being simplified. You saw in the phrase becoming something negative to something positive. It means exactly almost the same thing. But I think that's a very intentional image shift to appeal to more people. So let's see how it develops. But is there anything else that he wants to throw in here?
No, I'm good.
Wonderful. So that's it for this one. I'm sure you're going to tell us what you think and how terrible we are. Please do. We do like being told how terrible we are because then I can go research. So we look forward to hearing from you again. Thanks so much.